Well, this is a controversy that is brewing in the state of Karnataka. There is no end to the hijab row in the state's colleges. Students of several junior colleges defied government order mandating uniforms. Many students arrived on campus wearing saffron stoles. They also shouted Jai Shri Ram slogans. Across Karnataka, students wore saffron shawls and protested, demanding that they too be allowed inside their educational institutes if hijabs are allowed. Well, on the other hand, counter-protest by activists also took place in Karnataka, where they wore hijabs and demanded that students wearing hijab be allowed to enter their educational institutions. The district where this entire controversy began, in Udupi's Kundapura, a handful of students turned up again in hijab. The administration allowed the young women on campus, but controversially seated them in separate classrooms without any lessons. College authorities in Karnataka's Kundapura are pasting government notification on the compound wall regarding uniform being compulsory. Meanwhile, the Chief Minister has spoken out on the controversy and reiterated that uniform must be followed in schools and colleges. Defending his government stand, Bommai has cited the constitution and said rules must be followed.
Till the High Court's order comes, we want to go inside, we want education. Till that we will come. We are requesting them to send us inside. We are requesting everybody to send us inside. Let them do us classes. The news has claimed the DCI told that they should give us the extra room to us, only for these students. So we are requesting them. We want education. By wearing the hijab, we want education.
ಶಾಲಾ ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂವಿಧಾನವೂ ಕೂಡ ಹಲವಾರು ವಿಚಾರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿದೆ. ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ SDM ಅವರು ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಆಡಳಿತ ಮಂಡಳಿಗೆ ಏನು ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಇದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸುತ್ತೋಲೆಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹೊರಡಿಸಿದೆ.
ಇವತ್ತು ಉದ್ದೇಶಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಿರತ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾಳೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಲೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮಸೂದೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಕೊಡುತ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾಳೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಬೇಡಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ಇಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಡಿಲಿದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಲೀರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ರಿ. ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಕೆಲಸ ಇದೆ? ನಿಮಗೆ ಉರ್ದು ಬೇಕು, ನಮಗೆ ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಬೇಕು, ನಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಇಸ್ಲಾಂ ಧರ್ಮದ ಇದು ಬೇಕಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ ಅವಾಗೇ
ಬೇಕು. ಮಿಲ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥವ್ರು ಮಿಲ್ಟ್ರಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹಂಗೆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸು ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ರೂಲ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದಾದರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಅವ್ರು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಶುಲ್ಕದ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಲಾಖೆ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಇದಾಗ್ತದೆ.
हिजाब हमारा हक है, क्योंकि आप आज़ाद हिंदुस्तान में हम है तो हमारा हक है, हम बुर्का पहन सकते हैं, जो चाहे हम कर सकते हैं. अगर आप उसके लिए भी अगर यूनिफॉर्म रखना है, कलर का रखना है, तो वो रखिए आप. हम उसके लिए राजी है. अगर जो हिजाब का कलर है यूनिफॉर्म से मिलता जुलता होना चाहिए तो वो उसके लिए राजी है हम, लेकिन हिजाब तो छोड़ने के लिए तैयार नहीं है.
Nolan Pinto is getting us more details on that story. He joins us from Bengaluru. Nolan, how is the government looking at ensuring that the law and order and harmony does not get disturbed, given that protests and counter-protests have broken out in educational institutions, with all of this playing out in educational institutions, both schools and colleges?
So we just spoke to the vice president of this college where the incident first took place towards the end of December. Now he tells us that this entire issue, that college has been in existence since 1985. He says from 1985 right up to December 30th, 31st, they've had not a single problem. They've had Muslim girls, students over there, all following the rules. And he blames the SDPI, the PFI and also the Campus Front of India, saying that after they won about 3 seats over there, that is when they started to instigate. And these 6 girls, the 6 initial girls who actually stated that they will want to wear the hijab and enter inside, were instigated by the Campus Front of India, the PFI and the SDPI. This is what the college committee members actually tells us. Now the government of Karnataka has made it very clear. The Karnataka Education Act says that you have to wear a uniform. Whatever uniform is set forth or put forth by the government college, you have to follow that. A private college, whatever uniform they come out with, that's the private administration, they will have to follow that. If the students do not want to follow that and still want to continue wearing their religious attire, a TC can always be given and they can go to any other college. And this is what the Education Minister has stated. Now, we have to wait for tomorrow because the High Court will take up the case. Now, because one student had actually filed this case in the High Court stating that it is the fundamental right to actually practice their religion and wear a religious attire. So that issue will be taken up tomorrow. But we have to see what really happens, because in various other high courts, the judges have very clearly stated that following a uniform does not mean that your fundamental right to religion is taken away. Uniform is different. When in class, everybody is equal, be it a Muslim, Hindu, Christian, Parsi, Jew, whichever religion. You're all, and that's one of the reasons why you have uniform. And Chief Minister Bommai, speaking to the reporters in Delhi, has also made that very clear. He says that there is a rule, everyone has to follow that. It is part of the constitution, so let it be. So tomorrow we have to wait to what really happens in the High Court. While these protests are going on over here, various political analysts tell us that these are nothing but pressure tactics being put to see that they get a favorable verdict tomorrow.
Right, Nolan, in fact, this is not just playing out in the state of Karnataka, but outside also, where Mallikarjun Kharge essentially has wanted to raise this issue in Parliament, and notice has been given by the Congress on this. Certainly, it's snowballing even further, isn't it?
Very true. Now, it's also interesting to note that the Karnataka Education Act is from 1983. It was not the BJP who was in power then. It was the Congress government over here. So this is what Chief Minister Bommai, this is what various ministers, in fact the Education Minister said that the Congress should actually think about it, because they came out with this particular rule and today they are actually completely flipped and saying that, you know what, students can follow whatever they want. They themselves came out with a rule where students have to follow a particular set of uniform when they go to college or school. You're allowed to wear whatever you want to wear when you're in the campus of an education institution, but when you enter a class, you have to follow the rules. This is the Karnataka Education Act 1983. This is what the Congress themselves had brought in, and this is what the BJP, which is in power as of now, has actually used.
Nolan, thanks for getting us up to speed with that. We'll of course keep coming back to you for more on that story.